So what earns you points? What makes you score when you're writing your dissertation? Answering the question. Seems silly, seems redundant, but it's very important. Everything you write, every single paragraph, sentence, section of your dissertation must contribute to the sole purpose of your assignment, and that is to answer the question you've asked yourself. The structure. Again, the formula according to which assignments are written. Style and language. You wouldn't write your dissertation in the same way you write a friendly email or a text message. Research and analysis, the quality, the depth, the breadth of your research. That's what matters. References. The biggest pain in the neck of every student. The nitty-gritty of academic writing. References. Worth 30 to 40% of your final grade. Very important. Formatting and presentation. Worth about 5% of your final grade. But professionally formatted dissertation means a professionally formatted quarterly report. Formatting and presentation, neat or not so neat, can make a difference between a 2-1 and a first, between a merit and a distinction, or in more extreme cases between a pass and a fail. Now when it comes to the topic, I'm going to talk quite a lot about your dissertation topic, because I think creating a question that is easy to answer, creating a question that is well thought of, is key to writing a successful piece. Now, normally dissertations can be divided into two groups, research-based and library-based. When it comes to library-based dissertations, you read what others have written about your subject. You don't work with original data, you don't get involved in original research. Research-based dissertations, I think the majority of you will be doing one. It's when you have to analyze an original set of documents, an original set of data, be it a physical experiment, clinical trials, some participants you need to interview or examine, and most of you will be doing that. But as part of your assignment, especially when you're writing your previous research section, your literature review, you'll be doing library-based research. What other people have said about your subject. When it comes to the question of your dissertation, you need to think about three things: the object of the study, what you're analyzing, the context of the study, when and the where. Sometimes it can be just now, you're analyzing something that's happening in the present. Sometimes you're analyzing something that's happening in the past, especially if you're doing historical analysis, for example, in history or economics or business. Or the method of the study, how you're trying to get your data. How will you obtain your data? How will you collect it? How will you analyze it? How will you conduct your experiment? How will you find out what you want to find out? Keep it simple and keep it narrow. I think if there's anything you take away from this talk, it's this. Imagine a student comes to me. I'm a lecturer. A student comes to me and says, I want to write about the Asian tigers. I'm very excited about East Asian economics. I want to write about the rise of the economic power in the East. And I'm thinking, hold your horses. That's far too broad. When I look at this topic, I can think of 20 books immediately. What are the Asian tigers? Taiwan, South Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong. Which country are you going to write about? What aspect of that rise are you going to write about? The impact on the region? The reasons, the consequences? The impact on the international relations in the region? Finally, you can simply analyze the economic performance of one of these states. What are you focusing on? I mean, not 20, 200 books can be written about this, and probably already have. So how can you fit all of this knowledge into a 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 word essay? What were the reasons for the economic miracle of South Korea in the second half of the 20th century? This is the same topic, but much filtered down, narrowed down, and focused. I'm talking about the reasons and not the consequences. I'm talking about South Korea, not any other country. And I'm talking about the second half of the 20th century, not any other time. When I was writing my book on essay writing, I used this example. And then after I published it, I thought, you know what? We could narrow it down even more. We could talk about not South Korea, but one company in South Korea, Samsung. We could talk about, why do we talk about the second half of the 20th century? That's 50 years. 50 years don't fit into 20,000 words. Not even into 80,000 words. You can take the first 10 years of Samsung in South Korea. The reasons for the emergence, that's it. Even with that narrow a topic, we can analyze it and write a piece of I don't know how many words. It could be 3,000 if you choose to focus on 3 subjects. It could be 10,000 if you want to expand. But the topic must be narrow in order for you to make it easier to answer, and in order for you not to read a lot of irrelevant literature. This is one thing that I discovered myself when I was a first-year student. I did an independent research project. I thought I was very lucky. Well, I got 59 for that. It wasn't lucky because I didn't focus on one thing. I focused on everything, every single aspect I could find. I was analyzing the language of internet media, and I focused on every single aspect I could find. Why did I do that? If I focused on one and wrote a lot about a small subject, I would have gotten 75. But I wrote about everything, and therefore I wrote about nothing. And that's what my lecturer said. Again, let's look at another dissertation topic. This one is also from business, but more like from the organizational behavior. How national cultures affect organizational cultures, and the impact of this on the performance of businesses in different countries. It's quite a mouthful, quite complicated, but the object of the study, national cultures affecting organizational cultures. That's broad, fine, but you have the object. The context, performance of business in different countries. You have the context, the physical context, different countries, international business. And then the method. 2 questions. How does it impact? And what the impact exactly is. And once again, this is a dissertation topic I took from a website on writing a dissertation. This is a proposed dissertation topic in international human resources management. But if you look at this topic, which countries are you focusing on? Which countries are you writing about? You can't write about all of them, surely. And what companies will be used as examples? For example, you can look at one company, Nike or Coca-Cola, and look at organizational cultures in the US, China, and South Africa. And just look at these 3 countries. This will be more than enough. 2 countries will be more than enough for cross-comparison, for cross-cultural comparison. But you need to define what you're focusing on, what countries you're writing about, what exactly is the focus of your study. And it's very important because otherwise you'll be reading a lot of irrelevant information, as I said. Let's look at another example. This one is from English. Walter Scott and the Carving of Brutishness, Nationalism and Regionalism within his novels. Now, this one is very obvious. Not Shakespeare, not Hemingway, not Anne Bronte, Walter Scott alone. Nationalism, not courage. Regionalism, not love. This is what defines your scope. And this is what defines your search of literature, your keywords when you type in, when you're looking for an electronic journal, or when you're looking for books. This determines your keywords. Another topic, the role of maternal diet in early childhood obesity. This is from Biological Sciences. Again, who are you focusing on? What mothers? What group of mothers? Maybe you'll focus on a certain sociological profile, working class, business class, middle class, upper class. Maybe you'll focus on a particular ethnic background. It could be black, Irish, Asian, anything you want. What methods will you use? Observation, survey. What will you do? Will you ask these mothers about their diets and then look at the health of the baby? Or maybe you'll focus, or maybe you'll observe, maybe you'll send surveys, maybe you'll interview them. The scope of your research, the number of your participants will be determined by your methods, by what you choose to do. And the context, of course, that's now. But once again, it would be very good if you wrote in the early 21st century, in your dissertation topic, so that your reader would know that you're not focusing on the 19th century habits, you're focusing on the present context. Everything you do, everything you write in your dissertation, in your introduction, in your topic, in your abstract, is for the benefit of the reader. Like, I think one of the best ways to determine whether the paper you are reading for your previous research is relevant is by reading its introduction, reading its conclusion, reading its title. You look at the title and see, relevant, not relevant, you immediately judge. Your dissertation should be exactly the same. Your potential reader, even if it's a lecturer who gets paid for it, should be able to look at your title and say, is this relevant? Is this relevant to what I want to find out? If not, I'll just put it away. So make sure that you tell your reader exactly, you give your reader as much information as possible. Tell your reader exactly what you're focusing on. This video course is presented to you in association with thelectureroom.co.uk and firstyearcounts.com. Feel free to check out our websites. Also feel free to like our Facebook pages, facebook.com/thelectureroom1 for the lecture room and facebook.com/first.year.counts for firstyearcounts.com. This course is based on my book, From Confusion to Conclusion, How to Write a First-Class Essay. The book can be purchased from Amazon as a paperback and as a Kindle ebook. If you don't own a Kindle reader, Amazon has many applications for your PC, Mac, smartphone or tablet to download for free and read this book wherever you want, on whatever device you want. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at first.year.counts@gmail.com. Also, if you liked this video, feel free to talk about it. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and if you decide to purchase my book and you like it, please write me a review on Amazon. Thank you very much. Enjoy reading, enjoy writing.